Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Liz and I post 2 DIYs each week. Today I'm sharing with you my RV kitchen reveal and I'm giving you step by step what we did to renovate our RV kitchen. I will link any videos that I have in this RV series down in the description box if you'd like to have more details about any area of our RV. A few months ago, we purchased a 20-year-old RV Class C and we decided to update it. It just needed cosmetic updates. All right, you guys, it's day one of RV renovation, so let's get started. My first step was to plan out what I wanted to do in this kitchen, what items I was going to bring in, and I did that with the help from today's sponsor, ShopTagger. I wanted to tell you guys about my experience with ShopTagger. ShopTagger is a free Chrome extension that you can add to your browser. All you have to do is go to the ShopTagger website, click add, and this is going to add the Chrome extension in like 3 seconds. It's super easy to do. Once you're taken to the ShopTagger website, you can sign in. From there, ShopTagger is supported on so many different websites. So go to whatever website you're wanting to shop on. So for me, I'm looking for things for the RV kitchen and I want to organize them so that I have them specifically for the RV kitchen. So I'm going to go to Home Depot's website and right now I'm looking for countertops. So I'm going to type in the marble laminate countertops that I'm looking for. Once you find an item and you want to save it, just click on the item and then you go up to the right corner where you see the S and you can click add to list. From there, you can create your own little list so that everything is super organized. So for me, I created a list that says RV kitchen. Now, since this list is already created, when I find another item, I can just add it to that list. I've been shopping a ton on Amazon for the RV. So for the kitchen faucet, I can click on that and ShopTagger lets you also save like color options. You can pick the color option you want and you can also get a notification via email or mobile push notification when an item you saved goes on sale. So if it's on sale, you know to buy it quickly. I think that's awesome. Whenever I'm trying to think through my projects, I just go to the ShopTagger website and I click on that list that I've saved everything to. So I can click on my RV kitchen list and all of the items I saved come up. I can decide, do they work well together? It's really nice to see everything in one spot. You can also now view coupon codes at checkout via ShopTagger. I want you to check the link down below to sign up for ShopTagger. It's free, you have nothing to lose, so try it out and see what you think. The first thing we did in updating our kitchen was removing the cabinet doors. We also took off all the hardware. And once we did that, we labeled all of the hardware so we knew exactly where to put it back. Because in RVs, there's a lot of hardware, so make sure that you stay organized at the beginning. My next step was to sand the cabinetry. I used a product called Liquid Sand, which was a lot easier than doing typical sandpaper. From there, I laid out all of the cabinets so that they had a chance to be painted. The cabinet doors I put up on cups because I knew I was going to be spray painting these. Here is one of my mirrors all taped up. I just used this plastic. I bought it at Walmart and it's in the drop cloth section. And then I just kind of cut it out. So I had a layer of plastic and then taped around the edge. Since we knew we were going to be doing such a big job, we purchased a paint sprayer. This paint sprayer actually worked really well and I would recommend it for a job like this. And it's still working fine, so we definitely think we'll use it for future projects. Whenever you're using a paint sprayer, you really have to tape everything up. So in our RV, we taped up everything that wasn't going to get painted, like the appliances. This was a job, but it made the painting process go so quickly. Now with everything, we did a primer coat of 1 coat. We did that on all the cabinets and the doors. Now with our upper cabinets, we did 2 coats of a white paint. And the lower cabinets, we did 2 coats of a gray paint just to kind of break it up and give us a little bit of color in the space. I've done 2 coats of gray on the bottom kitchen cabinets, and then I've done a coat on the front and a coat on the back of the door handles, and I love it. I think it looks so good. I probably could get away with 2 coats, but I'm gonna let it dry for today, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do another coat on both sides. We also removed the sink and the faucet because we wanted to update our countertops. For the countertops, I wanted something that was a little bit more substantial, so I picked up this long sheet of laminate. It was around $100. I bought it on homedepot.com, picked it up in store, and this laminate covered our entire kitchen cabinet, our kitchen table, bathroom vanity, nightstand. Like it covered a lot. So I think for $100, we got a pretty good deal. The hard part is really just kind of measuring out all your little cuts that you have in an RV. We used our jigsaw to cut them out, and we just took our time until it was the size that we needed. We also used a rubber cement when putting these on the countertops, which has a really bad odor, so make sure that you use some kind of protective gear whenever you're using this. For my walls, I wanted to have a peel and stick tile, so I'm going to be using tiles by Smart Tile. To prep my space, all we did was remove the frame around the window. That's gonna make doing your windows so much easier because you don't have to be super precise when you're going around the window. Once you get going with the Smart Tiles, they're actually really easy to put on. You just want to start on the left side at the bottom, and you're going to line up your tiles. The main thing you want to focus on is just getting them straight in that line. If they're not perfect, you can always take them up and pull them off and put them back on. But every time you do that, you lose a little bit of your tackiness, so try to avoid it as much as possible. Anytime you need to make a cut, just use something with a straight edge and a pencil to draw a straight line, and then cut it down with scissors. These cut easily with scissors. To do this window piece here, I cut a straight edge along here. So I'm gonna put it in place, and then since we took out the window cover, I'm just going to use my pencil to draw along here, and then I'll cut it out, and I'll just keep cutting it out until, I think it looks good. And since I'm going to put the window back over it, it doesn't have to be perfect. So for this first round, I'd rather cut too little than too much, so I'm just going to kind of be conservative with it and then go back in and cut more if I need to. And now I just have to peel off the back and put it in place. So I'm going to start at the bottom to make sure I get it nice and level. So then for my next cut, I'll just repeat those same steps. I'll cut off the edge and then just trim around it. If you can use full pieces, it's a lot easier than trying to piece them together. I may piece together a piece here, or what I may do is cut this in half and use it on the bottom and then on the top. And I think these tiles turned out really great. We are working on putting the cabinet doors and drawers back in. I bought a package of gold hardware on Amazon, so I'll link it below for you. But we're just putting those in right now and then hanging the cabinet doors. We're gonna be putting back in our existing sink. One, it was just the right size and we didn't want to get a new one. One thing we knew would really elevate this space is by changing out the sink faucet. I found this one and was just in love with it. So we drilled a hole and put in our sink faucet. The sink faucet goes great with our new drawer pulls. I went with these gold ones. I know some people wanted me to go black, but I just feel like that white and gold was the look that I was going for. Now for this teeny tiny little window that I have in my RV kitchen, I really had to think outside of the box here. I couldn't even find a curtain rod that was small enough that would fit into the space. So what I did was I got a dowel rod that I just had in my house, and then at Walmart I picked up some of those little, I think of them as like teacup holders, and you can screw them into your ceiling and they just hold things in place. So I got a packet of those. I sprayed everything with like matte black, and I made kind of my own little makeshift curtain rod. I bought some clips off of Amazon as well. They come in a really big pack. Those are the little clips that I've used in all the curtains in this space. So for the curtain, I bought 2 placemats from Target. I think they were in like the Magnolia Home. I just found them online, ordered them, and one was not long enough, so I actually had to sew it together, put 2 together. In the end, I like the way it looked, but I really kind of had to think through how I was gonna do this window. This next fun hack I got from the DIY mommy. She put in this IKEA rack behind the stove, and I thought it was so genius. They sell this at IKEA. I actually have this on the side of my kitchen cabinets. If you guys remember, that's where I hang different like pots or fun decorative items. Well, it's great. You can put your utensils on it. What I have on mine are these little fun copper cups that I picked up at Walmart, and these will be great for cups for camping. You want your RV kitchen to be super functional, especially when you don't have a lot of space. So we also added in a little rack down at the bottom to hang like dish towels, and just making it as functional as possible is really important. Also on top of my stove, I picked up one of these cutting boards. This was from IKEA, and I was so lucky that it was the exact size. And this is just going to be great. It's going to extend my countertop because, as you can see, I do not have any countertop space. So I can prepare things right here that I really wouldn't be able to. So thinking about function in your RV is so important. But of course, I had to finish off this space with a little style. So I have this print of a wolf from Neptune Art on Etsy, and I just think it looks so neat and just gives my camper just a little bit something extra. Hope if you're redoing your RV kitchen, you got some great inspiration. If you're new here, make sure you're subscribed. I'm going to be posting several more RV DIY videos, and the ones that I've already posted will be down in the description box, along with any products that I mentioned in this video. If you missed our last DIY, I'll link it here for you, and I'll talk to you guys in our next one. Bye.